I'm also not giving you my name, and I'm not giving you my shoulder number.
No.
I will wager you've never filed a lawsuit in anyone. I will wager.
Tonight's encounter starts with a police inspector who walks into this interaction convinced he controls the ground, the law, and the narrative. But within minutes, that confidence starts falling apart piece by piece. What begins as a routine filming audit outside a police station quickly turns into a public unraveling of authority, accountability, and ego. Watch closely as simple legal questions about trespass, identification, and public access trigger increasingly emotional responses from a senior officer who seems more focused on controlling the camera than enforcing any actual law. And by the end of this exchange, the biggest thing exposed isn't the cameraman, it's the weakness of the inspector's own arguments. The question is, who really crossed the line here?
You're actually on privately run grounds, so it's a police station.
Ah, I see.
If you'd like to come to the public area...
Would that be privately run on the basis that it's publicly funded?
Yeah, but that's not relevant to the fact that it's public infrastructure.
It's highly relevant. Hold on. It's highly relevant.
You're trespassing on the police station.
Okay. Is trespass a civil or a legal matter? Is trespass a civil or a legal matter?
Do you have a request of the police?
Yes, answer the question. Is trespass a civil or police matter?
Do you have a request?
I'll answer the question for the benefit of my viewers.
I think what you're here to do is to ask silly questions.
It's a civil matter. It only becomes a police matter when it's aggravated trespass.
If you could
you do me one favour just to carry on with this consensual conversation? Provide me with three forms of address.
Provide you with three forms of address?
Identity, my apologies.
I think you are asking some irrelevant questions.
And I'll do it myself.
Oh,
look at your rank. Oh, dear me, you know better than that, sir.
I think you're asking questions which aren't relevant.
Here we are, on duty covering identification.
I'm not going to do, because you don't...
Could you, for the benefit of the audience, say what those two diamonds represent in your rank?
What they represent is that I'm asking you...
Right away, you can see the inspector struggling with a major problem. He wants the authority of criminal enforcement while arguing over what is fundamentally a civil issue. That distinction matters. Trespass alone generally doesn't grant police sweeping powers unless additional criminal elements exist, and PA immediately forces that legal point into the spotlight. But what really escalates this interaction is the imbalance in accountability. The inspector demands compliance, questions motives, and attempts to control the encounter while simultaneously concealing his own identification. That contradiction is impossible to ignore. If transparency is expected from the public, shouldn't it apply equally to the officer exercising authority? Let us know in the comments, do you think refusing to identify himself damaged the inspector's credibility from the start?
Do you have a reason to be on
Right now I do.
Premises?
Right now I do. It's to identify you.
As we haven't met, I'm wondering why you're being so hostile.
Then introduce yourself.
Come to the public area.
If we played police bingo today, we've got hostile, private ground when it's public. A lot of people ticking boxes at the moment. It is cliche corner, isn't it? Stick within the bounds of the law. Identify yourself. You're in uniform. That's a second formal offer. You have the opportunity to redress your error.
Have a silly conversation
for the third and final time before it goes on record.
Of an office building.
On the record for the third and final time, will you identify yourself while you're in the course of your duty?
What I'm not going to do.
Yes or no?
Is I'm not going to give you permission to
Okay, you're not identifying yourself. This is no longer a consensual conversation.
Onto the internet.
I will take it up with your superiors.
You don't have permission to put that video on the internet. You don't have my personal permission.
Tell me the law that precludes me from doing it.
You're not in a public place.
Tell me the law that precludes me from doing it.
I'm telling you that I'm not giving you personal permission to put any video onto the internet.
Don't need it.
But just so that you know.
Did you watch the Twin Towers come down?
That is relevant.
Did you watch the Twin Towers come down?
Goodness me.
Did you?
You're one of these. Okay.
Oh, one of these. Bingo time, boys. Here we go.
You're going to tell me that the police knocked the Twin Towers down or something like that?
No, don't be silly.
This is where the conversation stops sounding professional and starts sounding personal. Notice the shift. Instead of clearly explaining legal boundaries, the inspector begins leaning heavily on assumptions about PA's attitude, emotions, and intentions. You're angry. You dislike the police. Those aren't enforceable standards, they're emotional interpretations. And that's dangerous territory during any public interaction, because once enforcement becomes based on perceived attitude rather than actual conduct, objectivity starts disappearing fast. Meanwhile, PA stays remarkably controlled repeatedly, bringing the discussion back to lawful authority and identifiable powers. That calm composure actually intensifies the moment because the more measured PA remains, the more reactive the inspector appears. And viewers should really ask themselves this: if filming alone creates this level of frustration, what exactly is the camera exposing?
Public place, and we can keep talking.
There we go.
At the moment, there's people who are...
Did your constabulary put these council painted lines down?
They have no
What
relevance
do
to
they do?
public roads.
They're public. It's publicly funded.
No, this,
1972 Criminal
This isn't
Justice
publicly
Act,
funded.
Section
There are
33,
there are
implied
signs at the
rights of
front.
access,
there are signs at the front
which
that
I've
say
read and
no
I've
public
recorded
access
and
beyond this
narrated
point.
to, and I haven't
It
been
sounds
anywhere,
like you're an angry man.
anywhere
You're an
that I
angry
shouldn't
man
be.
who doesn't like public
Do you
services.
think personal insinuation is the way for a senior officer to behave?
This is an observation. You seem to be very angry.
Angry?
You're here on a police station. You clearly don't like the police.
Would you be delighted
I'd
if
like
your
you to
Would you
come-
be delighted
I'd like
if
you to
your rights
come
were violated?
Back into.
Would you be delighted? No, you
very
wouldn't.
argumentative, and it's
Oh,
far
that's a
less
crime, isn't it? What
happened to you with the
constitutes
police. Or you
authorisation?
have a
I'm asking
general
you now, as a
dislike
member of the
public
public.
services.
I work in a public
I think
service.
that you've got a general dislike of the police.
I work in the public service.
Okay. If people came to where you worked to start arguments with a hostility towards what you do,
They'd be allowed to film, and
I
I'd
think-
have to identify myself. Firstly, identify yourself as you're
the reason I'm
obligated
not going
to do. The reason
is
you're not going to because you're
here
acting.
with an axe to grind, and you don't like
Speculation overruled.
people
Speculation
here for public,
overruled.
Give you public service.
See how this will pan out in court. Speculation
This
overruled.
won't end up in court.
No, it won't, because your side will settle before it goes there.
You
To make a
have.
formal complaint about your lack of
Then
identification,
you're
I'll take it. I'll
you're
take it to the
also-
relevant
but
body.
I'm not in public.
I beg. You're on duty.
I'm always on duty.
Exactly, and you have to identify
So,
whether
no,
you're in plain clothes
I'm
or
not
not.
in a public place.
Yes, you are.
I'm not dealing with the public.
Remember, this
you
is-
are on private property. So what
This
I'm not going
debate
to do
be
is
taken
give
up
you
by
a name
solicitors.
to put onto the internet for your angry website where you don't like public
Angry
services.
website. Classic. This
You
geezer, isn't he?
don't seem to have any questions. What do you want
I
from
have.
this interaction?
Who am I speaking with? You're now
you're
obligated
behind-
under
you're
two
behind a
rationales.
sign that says
Two
no
rationales. Your
unauthorised
code of ethics.
access.
Your code of ethics and your policies.
Please
You're on
tell me
duty.
about the code of ethics.
I think it's the other way around. You need to adhere
Well,
to
you're
them.
giving
Look at
me
your
all the
senior.
facts.
Look at the ranking
You're
here.
giving me
Look
all
at the
the
rank.
facts. What would you like
Look
to
at the rank.
What would you like
And
to
this is
talk
how
about?
you
What would
behave.
you like to achieve?
They always say shit travels downwards, don't they?
Well,
At this point, the inspector's argument is visibly collapsing under its own contradictions. First, it was private property, then it was trespass, then hostility, then sensitive infrastructure. Now we're hearing broad claims about public distrust and angry rhetoric. This is something viewers should pay close attention to in police encounters. When legal justification weakens, emotional framing often increases. Instead of identifying a specific unlawful act, the discussion becomes centered around feelings, suspicion, and generalized fears. But public accountability doesn't disappear simply because someone with a camera makes officials uncomfortable. In fact, transparency is often tested most when authority feels challenged. The irony here is, impossible to miss. The inspector repeatedly accuses PA of hostility while becoming visibly more confrontational himself. So who's actually escalating this interaction?
sensitive site.
Sensitive. Put some soothing lotion on it then if it's sensitive.
So you're funny as well as interesting.
Brilliant, aren't I?
Every one of your viewers will find this fascinating. Just don't walk towards my staff because, unlike me, they're
Your
not.
staff?
They're not used. They're not used to people who dislike the police wandering around. Hello, hi. Do you have some identification? You do. If you could wear it when you walk around, that would be very useful.
This is a
don't
conversation
need
you're
to-
having from a man who
because-
refuses to identify, so just take note of the hypocrisy from a senior member of your staff.
If you have no reason to be here, then I'll ask
Just
you.
see
I'll
the rank
ask you to
hypocrisy of
leave,
your comment then.
because I'm going to challenge them if they don't have a reason to be here.
Yeah, you reply one rule to them and not to yourself.
Dislike for the police.
That's a...
I don't know why you dislike the
I'll
police.
tell you what that is. That could be
You're
construed
very,
as slander
well, my observations, my personal opinion.
whilst on duty. You're not here to enforce personal opinions, you're here to enforce the law.
You
Thank you
seem
very
to
much
be-
for saying that on
you
camera.
seem to
Thank
be
you.
rather
Thank
angry.
you. Thank
Please
you.
don't
Thank
walk
you.
towards
Thank you.
where people are working.
And what happens if I do? Sorry, let me rephrase. What happens exactly when I do?
You're well aware that it's
Doing as we speak.
a complicated practice, isn't it? It's not a clear principle. Public access beyond this point. You know.
No, it didn't.
Well
It said no
why.
unauthorised access. This.
You know full well why we have that. Because of the dangers that police officers
here we go.
face.
Here we go. Here
and
we go.
because of the hostilities from people ranging from casual camera-wielding angry people who don't like society and have a problem with public services,
I work in
through
the public
to
service.
violent acts.
This is brilliant.
Through to violent acts.
Am I
of police
committing a violent
officers.
act?
No, that's
Am
why
I
said
intimidating
through.
you?
So that range.
Am I intimidating you?
If you'd like to be famous, I suggest you come up with some content that has a purpose, or ask a question that you think you might get an answer to.
You're less than Wayne
Populist
Cousins.
rants like this, citing.
You're less than
bits
Wayne
of-
Cousins.
Bits of information.
Less
in the
than Wayne
media.
Cousins. He identified.
Now, if a police officer is on duty in public, I'd expect them to identify themselves. I've had to cut
On
out
duty's the key.
because you've brought your angry rhetoric against public
On
service.
duty's the
These are
key.
people who work
On
here,
duty's
aren't
the
they?
key.
To be the end of this encounter, the most important takeaway is what never happened. No lawful order was enforced. No arrest was made. No trespass action materialized. No aggravated trespass offense was actually established. Despite repeated accusations, escalating language, and increasingly dramatic claims about intimidation and hostility, the inspector ultimately walks away without taking action because the legal foundation simply wasn't there. And that's what makes this interaction so revealing. PA didn't win through shouting, aggression, or theatrics. He won by staying calm, asking direct questions, and forcing the conversation back onto actual law instead of emotion or ego. Cases like this remind viewers why understanding rights, police powers, and public accountability matters so much in modern society. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping police accountability breakdowns and body cam analysis.
These officers may identify themselves because they're on duty. They're in uniform.
You're in uniform.
No, you've come to my office.
So
I
what?
don't face the public.
You
and
are
I
now.
work in an area that none of the public
You're
have
facing
access.
a member of the public right now,
So
but you have
also
no
then
right to
move on
remove me.
No, I said that I'm not going to.
You have no right to.
Well, let's talk about it
You've
in
argued
private,
trespass.
in a
Trespass.
public place.
Trespass is a civil matter.
It is,
If it's aggravated trespass, you're more than welcome.
You're standing in front of a building,
Said building.
which you don't have a right to stand in front
Standing.
of. And the moment you start
Untrue.
intimidating staff coming in and out
I'm
of
not
the main
intimidating
exit
anybody. That's
by
a
your
false accusation.
presence,
You're making a false
then
accusation
it
on
will become
record.
an aggravated trespass.
You're making a false
You're
accusation.
standing in front of the double security door
False
to some
accusation.
infrastructure which carries a risk and a
False
threat.
reporting is a
If
crime
those
under the
staff-
1967
if those
Criminal Act.
staff
You do
are
realise that, don't
intimidated
you?
by your presence, then you'll find yourself liable to be dealt with under aggravated trespass,
Yeah.
which is a criminal intent. So I'm going to leave you with the officers who are on duty.
You're going- for final
while
time,
you
you're
try
going
and
to-
intimidate my
Are you
staff with
trying
your
to-
angry
for the
rhetoric,
final
which
time?
we've heard so many times.
Then learn the
It's
lessons.
called conspiracy
Learn.
theories.
Nutbag.
And people are very
Are you
enthusiastic
going to
about
identify
it.
yourself, sir?
No. If you
Well,
stand
that's-
out the front of this building, then you may be committing an aggravated trespass because through
Who's the injured party?
harassment and
Who's the injured party?
If you let me finish,
Who's the injured party?
If you let me
Who's
finish.
the injured party?
I will answer that question with words.
Member of staff.
If you'll
They're on
let
duty.
me-
They
if
cannot
you
be
let me-
harassed,
if
alarmed,
you
and
let me-
distressed.
If
No.
you let me,
We've played
if you
bingo
let me
before.
Stand out
And they're
the
on
front.
duty.
If you stand out the front, intimidating them to prevent them doing their lawful activity,
If-
coming to work,
if
then you'll
speculative.
find yourself liable.
Have I committed that offence?
You'll find yourself
Am I suspected of committing
You'll
that
find
offence?
yourself liable to
This lawsuit's going
aggravated
up and up
trespass.
and up, isn't it?
I will wager you've never filed a lawsuit in anyone. I will wager.
And that's on record, folks.
I'll leave you with these officers.
Please don't
Go
circle
and enjoy
around,
your
sir.
YouTube channel. I hope your viewer likes watching it. Please leave the
Would
premises.
you like to identify yourself?
No, sir.
And that's his final word.